Public bills, second reading roll call. Senate Bill 3, the clerk will read.
Senate Bill 3, North Carolina Compassionate Care Act.
Senator Rabin is recognized to explain the bill.
Thank you, Mr. President and members. I come to you again with the same bill that we brought last year. Every time I present this bill, I read this text from the actual legislation because I think it's important for people to understand what this bill does and what this bill does not do. So I will start from the top. This article is intended to make only changes to existing North Carolina laws that are necessary to protect patients and their doctors from criminal and civil penalties. It is not intended to change current civil and criminal laws governing the use of cannabis for non-medical purposes. That's the bill. It's been the same bill in every committee. That is the bill. The purpose of the bill is to allow for tightly regulated use of medical cannabis only by those with debilitating illnesses. The bill limits the use of medical cannabis to people certified by their doctor to have a debilitating condition such as cancer, epilepsy, ALS, Crohn's disease, Parkinson's disease, PTSD, or a terminal illness. The recreational sale or use of marijuana remains under this legislation as illegal. The bill sets up a licensing and regulatory authority under DHHS to limit the production and sale of medical cannabis to no more than 10 suppliers in the entire state. Those suppliers must meet strict requirements for how to locate and operate their facilities, how to grow their cannabis, and how to package and sell their inventory. They must track every product from seed to sale. Products must be independently tested for safety, and suppliers are banned from most forms of advertising, including any advertising that might appeal to minors. On the patient side, after obtaining certification from their doctor, a patient must also apply to DHHS for a registration card and may only possess a 30-day supply of cannabis products as determined by their doctor. We have accepted significant input from law enforcement on the bill, and law enforcement will have access to numerous records and databases necessary to verify that patients are eligible and that suppliers are in compliance with the provisions of this bill. Both production of facilities and cannabis centers are also subject to random searches by law enforcement and DHHS. This system is designed to be self-funded and not to require recurring appropriations. Senator Lowe or I or Senator Lee will be happy to answer questions. That is the bill as it is structured, and thank you all. I hope we can count on your support.
Discussion or debate? Senator Bergen, for what purpose you rise?
Thank you, Mr. President. To speak to the bill.
You have the floor.
Thank you, sir. I do appreciate the sponsors, and I especially appreciate the primary sponsor and his what he's been through, and I've told him that many times. Marijuana is not medicine. It's not approved by the FDA, the USDA, HHS, VA. You can't sell it in a pharmacy, and so it's not medicine. It's not been through the rigorous testing of medicines. It's bad for kids. I think this bill sets up big government, and I think it can easily be changed to legalize marijuana. Thank you, sir.
Further discussion or debate? Hearing none, question for the Senate is the passage of the committee substitute for Senate Bill 3 on its second reading. All in favor of the bill will vote aye. All opposed will vote no. 5 seconds be allowed for the voting. Clerk will record the vote. 36 having voted in the affirmative, 10 in the negative. Senate Bill 3 has passed its second reading and will remain on the calendar.